Houston Real Estate Radio.
Welcome to Houston Real Estate Radio. I'm your host, Shannon Register, and we are broadcasting on AM 700 KSEV, the voice of Texas. And we're your voice for real estate news and information you can use. We're coming to you from the RREA.com studio over here in Spring, Texas. You can join us here every Sunday from 2 to 3 p.m. for all the latest real estate news and information. Today we're talking about things that pertain to you and your real estate transaction, especially for sellers out there. You can also watch videos of the show and find out more information about our guest at rrea.com/radio. We're also on iTunes. You can find us there. We just started broadcasting on iTunes a couple of weeks ago. If you have a real estate question that you'd like us to answer here on the air, you can give us a call anytime at 281-882-8088, and we'll answer your questions on the air. You can also tweet us those questions using hashtag HRER, and we'll answer those on the air as well. You may win a gift card from our friends over at Lowe's. So make sure you send those questions to us whenever you have a chance. We've got a great show lined up for you today. I'm really excited about it. We're going to be talking with Jeannie Brown from the Selling Stage in Texas. She's a home stager, and, you know, our weather lately has been really fabulous. And so I really think this is a wonderful time of year to go out and visit those open houses. If you're thinking about selling your home, you want to listen to today's shows because we've got a lot of great information for you. And if you're thinking about buying a home, you can really learn a lot about the homes in your area by visiting open houses. And then, of course, contact your realtor and start going and looking at some homes because this is really beautiful weather to go out and be looking at. Sometimes you walk into a house and you think it needs a little help, and the person that really can help you with that is Jeannie. So she's here in the studio with us today. I want to welcome you to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So you have a great business. Tell us a little bit about your company and what you do.
Well, we're a home staging business. We're located primarily in the Woodlands, but we serve the greater Houston area. And we're home stagers. We come in and help people prepare their home for sale. And as I was talking with you earlier, we are not decorators, we're home stagers. And there's a big difference between decorating and home staging. And very often I think people mix that up. And
yeah, I agree with you. I think a lot of people are confused about that. What is the difference between home staging and home decorating?
Well, it's really simple. Decorating is personalizing, me trying to appeal to what you like as the homeowner, your tastes, your specific likes and dislikes. Home staging is about appealing to the buyers, to be broadly appealing. It's depersonalizing, whereas decorating is personalizing, staging is depersonalizing.
I hear some people sometimes saying, they just want to leave a blank canvas for the buyers to just use their imagination. They've got all white walls and it's very plain and empty, and, that's the way the buyers can walk in and just do whatever they want with the house. How do you feel about that?
Well, about 15 years ago, my mom and dad were selling their home, and it was a very old home, charming home, about 80 years old. And I told my mom, just take everything out so that the buyers can imagine their things in there. Well, a couple of things that proved to me that was one of the biggest mistakes I ever made. Number one, in the absence of something to look at, when you walk in a room, your eye is drawn to the flaw. And even in a brand new home, you'll see where the seam meets up in the carpet. You'll see where there might be a little overspray on the ceiling, or where molding doesn't, match quite up. So, and the vacant homes, vacant listings, they have no character. They have nothing we can relate to.
That's true, yeah.
And people cannot imagine themselves. They're confused. They don't know where a sofa might go. And especially in those large great rooms, people don't understand, buyers don't understand, where they would put that sofa if there isn't a wall to put it against. And I say a confused mind always says no.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't want to confuse the buyer. We want it to make sense for them the minute they walk in the house. We want them to mentally move in, because if they're not mentally moving in, they're moving on.
I agree. What do you think makes buyers purchase a home? Do you think it's all emotional? Do you think it's what they see? What do you think kind of indicates what they're going to buy? You think it's how it's decorated and it appeals to them?
How it's staged?
Or how it's staged,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, two things sell a home, is what Barb Schwartz teaches us. Price. Price definitely plays a big role. And how it looks, how it feels, how it makes us feel. There has to be an emotional connection. Because I think, and I've been in this position where I make purchases based on that emotional connection. When I
Sure.
like something, I want it.
A great
And I'm-
salesman makes you want to buy something, no matter what, whether
Exactly.
you need it or not.
And you're even willing to pay a bit more when you really want something. And I was actually walking through a home many years ago, and it was a little bit over our price range, but I liked it. And I was willing to compromise on my price because I wanted it. So,
It's a lot of emotion in buying a home.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
emotion in selling homes, too.
absolutely.
Sellers get very emotional, especially if they've lived there a long time and watched their
Yeah.
kids grow up there.
Absolutely.
So, and I think that's one of the reasons it's hard sometimes for sellers to depersonalize. They know they're going to move, they expect that they're going to sell it, but they just aren't ready. Until they have that contract in their hand, they're not ready to take the pictures off the wall. They're not ready to pack things up. What do you say to sellers? I mean, how do you get them to move forward? Because I know I work with a lot of sellers, and they're like, well, I don't want to take this down. I'm thinking I'll pack that up in a few weeks, and it never gets packed up.
Well, the first thing I do is determine the motivation of the seller. Why are you moving? Why are you doing this? It's one of the most stressful events in life sometimes.
Yeah, it can be.
So why are you doing that? And I keep bringing them back to that motivation. So yes, the home is where the heart is, but we're taking that heart, we're taking that home, and we're going to pack those things up, and you're going to take those things to your next home. So if this is your motivation, if this is truly what you want, this is the best way to do it. Now, we realize this is your heart, your home. But when we have buyers walk through, we want them to imagine their heart and their life in this home. And they can't do that with you and your children and your life everywhere. And if they're focused on your things, they're not focused on the house, they're not focused on moving in. The money's in the space, not the stuff. So the more that we can have them focused on the space and mentally moving in, the closer we are to having them make an offer.
So when you work with a seller on staging their home, what's the process that you go through? You meet them at the home, and how do you do that? What do you do?
Well, we can do as little or as much as they need or want. I can come out and do a consultation where I go in room by room and tell them by a written report, inside and out, what needs to be done in their home.
Okay.
Okay, and it's something they can do. So I leave them with a full detailed report. The sofa should go over here, take out some of this furniture, declutter here. And I'm very specific. I'm not as general as that. Now, if they would like me to come back and help them, if they're
So that's a
overwhelmed,
consultation
that's
fee
a consultation.
for that. Okay.
Right. And those can run anywhere between $100 and $200.
Based on square footage? Or?
Yeah, the size of the home and how much stuff is in the home.
Okay.
1,000, oh my gosh, I've made this mistake before, thinking I can do something, price something unseen over the phone. 1,000 square foot townhouse can take me longer than a 3,000 square foot home.
Oh, wow.
Just by
depending on
what
stuff.
Yeah, by what's in it.
Okay.
And so that's a consultation. Me telling the seller what they can do. And a lot of people, that's all they need is somebody to give them a roadmap.
guidance.
A different set of eyes, a different nose in the house, because we all have different smells. And then I can actually come and do staging with the homeowner's things. I can move things around, edit, take things down. I can supplement with some maybe updated accessories on the walls. Again, it's about focusing on the space of the house, enabling the buyers to mentally move in. And then, of course, with vacant homes, we can actually provide furniture and accessories to best showcase the rooms that we're staging.
Now, when you provide the furniture, like if it's an empty space, the family's already moved and they've got an empty home that they need to have staged. When you're bringing in the furniture, how do you price that on square footage, on what you're bringing in? How do you do that?
Yeah, it depends on how much I'm bringing in, how many rooms we're doing.
Okay.
It really varies. It could be $500-$600. It could be a couple $1,000s, again, depending on the size of the house.
And when you're doing that, do you really need to stage every room, or do you just need to stage the main family rooms?
That's a really good question, and a lot of people ask me that. And The secondary rooms, little Johnny's room, little Susie's room, we can get by without staging those. We can even do little vignettes in those rooms, if it would make it look nice and appealing, a chair, a little board game, whatever. But no, they don't have to be staged. I like to hit the impact rooms at the minimum. Living room, family room, dining room, kitchen, master bed and bath, and perhaps a powder room. Those are the main impact rooms. Those are the rooms we connect with.
Right. Yeah, the second floor, not so important. That's mostly where your kids are going to be.
Yeah, I like to tell clients that, the sellers, that buyers have a hard time imagining things sometimes. So we don't want to leave them blank in certain rooms. But like secondary rooms, that's okay.
Yeah.
I've found.
Tell us again the name of your company and how people can find you in case they want to have some home staging done. Maybe they're thinking about putting their house on the market and want to get a consultation. How can they find you?
TheSellingStageInTexas.com.
Okay, fantastic. And I'm Shannon Register here on Houston Real Estate Radio, and we're going to be back in just a minute to talk a little bit more with Jeannie about home staging and about some of the training that she's doing in the area.